My 24F boyfriend 24 meters has nude photos of his friends' ex-girlfriends. Every now and then for the past year or so I've randomly seen screenshots of these two girls' Facebook profile pics on his phone while we were looking at pictures together. His excuse always being it was an accident or my friend sent it to me. I believed it, why not? Trust and all that jazz. We've been dating for 4 years. However, a few months ago I saw a few more and a nude photo of some random girl. Now at this point I was sketched out but didn't bring it up. Today I was taking photos for him on his phone while we were hiking, and when I went to review the pictures I saw he screenshotted a picture one of his friend's ex posted where she was topless but had an emoji over her nipples. I'll be honest, I got annoyed and sad and snooped a little. Then I found a plethora of photos of topless/nude girls. Multiple pictures of his friend's exes and some of them were nude. What do I do? Lol. Too long didn't read. Boyfriend of 4 years has nude photos of random girls and his friends' ex-girlfriends. Your dude's a creep and his friends are creeps, and if you've ever sent him nudes his friends have them. He's also a liar. So here we are. Do you want to be with a creep and a liar? I'd probably assume he's sent your nudes to his friends, so be wary of that. He's shared your intimate photos with his friends. I guarantee it. What do? You fucking contact those girls and tell them that they are sending nudes around. Depending on the state, it can be a felony. They are clearly sharing nudes of their GF/exes. I would not be surprised if your nudes were available to his friends. You need to notify those women and tell them that their exes are sharing those photos with other men. That is so violating and illegal, I think. And seriously consider leaving this guy. That's disgusting, and if he feels comfortable accepting photos like this from his friends, he is probably sharing yours too. My 25F husband's 29M family keeps putting animals in deadly situations. Can we cut/limit contact? My husband's parents, 50s M+F, live outside of a medium-sized town on an old highway that is heavily traveled. They have gotten groups of 2 to 4 kittens about 5 times since I've been with my husband, and every time, each kitten is hit by a car and killed on the busy road. They tell me that they are getting these kittens so they can have mouses. My husband and I go to their home frequently and have never noticed a mouse problem. I even offered to buy mouse traps and the sonar plugins that deter mice. After telling them that, my husband's sister, 25F, told me you can buy all the traps you want, but I am going to keep getting cats. I then asked if they could try getting older cats or kittens that have a mother so they can learn from her. They blew off that suggestion. I am incredibly distraught about this situation because I am an animal lover and don't understand how they can be so flippant about bringing all of these kittens to their house to die. I want to start limiting contact, but my husband is unsure what to do. Is this something worth limiting contact over? Too long didn't read. My husband's family bring kittens to their house, and they die in the road each time. Can I limit contact over this? I mean, an older cat or kittens being taught by a mother can still get hit by cars on the road if they are outdoor cats, so that solution suggestion isn't really a good one. You can limit contact with people for any reason you want. If this is a line you want to draw in the sand, and it is reasonable in my opinion, then do it. You might have to live with the fact that your husband isn't going to draw the same line and will continue to have contact with his family, as is his right. I guess I'd ask them what the point of getting cats to catch mice is if they never live long enough to do their job. If they can't see the cruelty, and maybe they might see how impractical not taking care of the cats at all is. Get not every cat is a pampered indoor pet, but if you are going to treat a cat like a piece of equipment, then give the basic care you would any tool. I kind of suspect there's something darker going on here than simple stupidity/callousness. It is completely reasonable to limit contact over anything that makes you really uneasy. This is a case I'd limit contact to. As other commenters said, if you see them getting more animals from someone on Facebook, you can privately message the people and tell them what will likely happen to their cats. Where are they getting all of these cats from? They live on a farm, and they will get the cats from neighboring farms or on Facebook. What the fuck? It had 10 to 20 kittens, each of which has been hit and killed by a car. I'm not sure the numbers add up. I've got family that farms, they've got plenty of barn cats, and they lose one or two a year to the highway they live on. They lose more to probably coyotes or foxes, maybe hawks or owls. I'd be 100% down with paying thousands for medical care for my dog, but out in the country it's not so much that they're pets as they're renting space in the barn. I think kittens on their own is a terrible idea, but getting a pregnant cat or getting a cat pregnant is a little more than I'd expect. Getting 2 adult females and a male would completely eradicate any pest issue and you'd end up with too many cats fairly quickly. Me, 27F, trying to reconnect with my mother, 47F. After 5 years and a messy love triangle. I would like to start off by explaining I have been in therapy for over a year and am looking to move beyond the past. I grew up in a very non-traditional household. My mother was very into the swing scene and generally sex positive. I knew some of this as I got older, but she kept it out of our home. Fast forward to age 20 and I finished college early, and back at home. My mother had a new boyfriend for about a year. First time she had a long-term partner since my father almost 15 years before that. Things got very strange that year. I was very inexperienced sexual. I had only 2 sexually partners and they were both very also young and inexperienced. Mother's boyfriend and I flirted a bunch and made out one time. I felt awful for potentially hurting my mother. I panicked and tearfully told my mother. I was shocked at how causal and normal she was about it. Told me it was just sex and not love, and she had shared men with her friends in the past. This should have been red flags for me. The friends part. Over the next month I started a FWB relationship with her boyfriend while he was still with my mother. He was very skilled and experienced compared to what I was used to, and the sex was awesome, but this all felt so strange and I was constantly guilty. My mother got stranger and stranger with me. She began to treat me a friend instead of her daughter, sharing her sexual past in graphic detail. Talking about her experiences as a hot wife in cuckold stuff with my father, when he was still in the picture, wanting to share notes about the boyfriend. This went on for about 6 months and my mother just got worse. It also became clear to me she had a drinking problem. I broke sexual relationship with the boyfriend, tried to convince my mother she needed help for over a year. She refused to admit she had boundary issues with me and a drinking problem. I moved to another state, and did not talk to her for almost 5 years. I worked my shit out in therapy. I found out through a relative my mother has been sober 8 months. Should I reach out and make connect? Is this a bad idea? She was an amazing mother for 20 years, but those last months were so messed up. Too long didn't read. Mother and I shared a lover. She treated me like a friend and had bad drinking habit. I broke contact for 5 years. Should I reconnect her now that is sober? Holy moly, this is beyond Reddit's pay grade. Talk to your therapist. Just because she's sober doesn't mean she's worked through her shit like you have. That being said, you could write her a letter, outlining how you feel about things and leave it up to her to decide if she wants to respond. I don't know if this is capable to do in a natural relationship. It sounds like the best bet is to do this with a family therapist, not your therapist. I wouldn't trust 8 months of sobriety fixed your mom's boundaries, and I wouldn't trust that your individual therapy fixed the unhealthy diet between the two of you. Opening that can of worms without a skilled therapist would be way too scary for me. Too easy to subconsciously shift back in patterns or boundary crossing slowly that you can't even see at first. This is a great question for your therapist. This is an unusual situation, but I do have some thoughts. It's always difficult for a parent to make the transition from child/parent dynamic to adult/parent dynamic. Some parents handle it better than others. For me personally, my father never acknowledged that I was an adult and my mother overshared to an extent. Your mom just had a lot to share during that overshare. Talk to your therapist. Figure out your own boundaries. Come into the meeting prepared. But don't skip the meeting if you want to see her and she wants to see you.